us on this spectacular spring afternoon. It is truly a beautiful day, and it's wonderful to see all you fabulous folks out in the sunshine, right, enjoying the spring. And you get to do it here on the new Albany Skyway. I'm Marie-Therese Dominguez, and I have the great honor of serving as the New York State Department of Transportation Commissioner, and I have the great honor of serving under Governor Kathy Hochul. I really want to welcome you all today to the shores of the majestic Hudson River, which is just right here, and atop this new and beautiful Albany Skyway. A few minutes ago, I had the great pleasure of joining Governor Hochul to plant a New York sugar maple at the base of the Skyway down near the Corning Preserve in honor of Arbor Day, and I couldn't think of a more appropriate thing to begin our ceremonies today. For me, planting a tree truly represents a new beginning, just as the Skyway represents a new beginning for the city of Albany and the capital region. This magnificent park, the new Albany Skyway, represents a rebirth, a renewal, the renewal of an aging piece of infrastructure, which has truly been transformed and renewed into a skywalk. Governor Hochul, you have a fresh and bold vision for modern transportation systems across the state of New York, one that promotes equity, one that promotes connectivity, and investing in all of those modes, whether they be roads, bridges, trains, transit, buses, pedestrian, and certainly bikeways. Governor Hochul's vision is all about connecting people to one another, to their communities, to jobs, to schools, to healthcare, and certainly to the outdoors, which is why she has truly made that vision a reality by putting forward the most historic investment in transportation in our state's history, $32.8 billion over 5 years. And this project, which connects the community in the city of Albany to the Hudson River, makes that vision very real. It is literally a concrete example of that vision brought to life. Right now, DOT has no less than 5 projects in the pipeline that exemplify the connectivity that the governor is championing across the state. From the Bronx to Syracuse to Rochester and in Buffalo, DOT is working to reconnect communities and transform transportation in the state of New York. And here in Albany, the Skyway is one such transformative project. It will truly reshape downtown Albany and bring about new opportunities for growth and economic development, really allowing not just the city of Albany, but all the surrounding communities, whether it's here in Arbor Hill or the entire capital region. We've got nothing but opportunity available to us. It really is one of those key components for improving not just connectivity, as I've talked about, but also making the city super attractive, making sure that we have access to the waterfront and a beautiful place to live, work, play, and have fun, and bring visitors to our capital region. To the many outstanding women and men of the New York State DOT, I want to say a big thanks. This project got kicked off in the middle of COVID, and they never lost focus. They made it all happen. I want to say a special thank you to our Chief Engineer, Nick Chuba, our Deputy Chief Engineer, Stephanie Winkelhake, and our Regional Director, Pat Barnes. Thank you all very, very much and all the people that work with you, for your incredible efforts. To our partners at the Federal Highway Administration at USDOT, thank you all for your collaboration all the time. We greatly appreciate it on projects all across the state. To our contractors, our consultants, our partners in many state agencies, and certainly to our elected officials, our county officials, our Assembly and Senate representatives. You all do a fantastic job each and every day, and we're really grateful. And a special thank you to Mayor Sheehan and the City of Albany. You've been great partners all along in making this a reality, and we're so grateful. And to Governor Hochul, thank you most especially for your incredible support for our mission and for investing in transportation.
News Channel 13 salutes Michael Kelly from Green Island. He was in the Navy from 1986 to 1989. He served aboard the USS Saratoga. We thank him for his service.
Now, your first warning forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Kovacic.
Happy Friday, everybody. Indeed, the weather is, well, make us all happy with the blue, sunny skies today. Still a bit cool, but temperature's not all that bad. The wind is still there.
Thank you for believing in the New York State DOT. Thank you for signing up for another round of tour with us. We're so proud to have you as our leader and our resident visionary and the leader of an incredible group of hardworking individuals who do not get the recognition they deserve. So I want to thank all the members of this family of DOT. Let's raise your hands and let me give you some acknowledgement right now. If you're with the DOT, thank you to all the great workers who are building back our communities all across this state. Also, it happens with partners who have great ideas. Kathy Sheehan, mayor of this great city, she just keeps bringing the ideas all the time. And she has my cell phone number, which I don't know, I might have to change it one of these days, but until then, she is great, a great champion for this city, my home away from home, Mayor Sheehan, Kathy Sheehan. Let's give her a round of applause. Our County Executive, Dan McCoy, another great visionary, a friend who's been through some really tough times with us with the pandemic. You were there day in and day out and never gave up hope in your community, and you've been a great fighter. Our County Executive, Dan McCoy. Let's give him a round of applause as well. We also need great partners in state government just down the road here. And again, to all those who say sometimes across the state, like they're mad at Albany or Albany did this and this, like they don't really mean the city. I just want to get that out there. Yeah. They might mean me, but they don't mean the city. I just want to get that out there because this is a charming, wonderful city, and you have great representatives, and John McDonald and Assembly Member Pat Fahey, the two of them. Please, thank you for making sure we have the funding. They're the ones who help deliver the dollars for this district as well, so I know they're great, and all the many other elected officials who are here today. Yes, as the Commissioner said, we just planted a tree on Arbor Day. It's a nice tradition. This is the 150th anniversary of Arbor Day. And to think of the symbolism of that with the fact that we're connecting with this incredible facility, the waterfront to Arbor Hill, a community that has been underserved for far too long, that needs to have this access so you can go to the beautiful, magnificent water and just relax and reconnect with nature and feel good again. We saw during the pandemic how people needed to rejuvenate and recharge their soul during some really dark times. And they can do that by simply now having a stroll and going to the waterfront. That is a quality of life issue. And when people put forth infrastructure projects and they sound kind of cold on a piece of paper, no, people like the Commissioner and I and others see opportunities to make people in a community like Arbor Hill feel special, that this is your path. And it's called the Skyway. I was sitting here thinking, when I was much younger, there was a song called Stairway to Heaven. I just, as an aside, it's kind of a really long song, and if you're at your school dance with someone you're not thrilled with, it just never seems to end. Bad flashback. But this is not the Stairway to Heaven. Another story, team. Another day. This is not the Stairway to Heaven. This is the Skyway to the future. This is the future of how we'll use infrastructure dollars going forward with intentionality of not just fixing roads and bridges and doing basic work, which is so important. And what's not done, you know it. I know about the potholes, coming after those potholes. But just to use something like an exit ramp. Someone looked at this and said, why? Why is it like that? Why can't it be better? Why can't we have beautiful plantings and gardens and trees and a pathway to the waterfront over the the highway. This is what a vision looks and feels like, and the manifestation of the dreams of people who thought so boldly. That's what we're going to continue doing in this post-pandemic era. Bring me the boldest dreams. Bring me the craziest ideas. Because I'm sure someone thought, really? Can this actually happen? And we're here today to say, yes, it did. That is what I want to continue doing as governor. And we'll make those investments. Yes, $32.8 billion. She dreams about that. And all the other commissioners across the country are saying, I want to be Commissioner Dominguez in New York because this is extraordinary. So a project like this, the opening of the Albany Skyway, made possible with $15 million. $15 million. Changed the whole landscape for a community. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. And as you heard, my vision is, again, I talked about this in my State of the State address, seems like a long time ago. The infrastructure is connections. It's connecting people to jobs, connecting people to places, and sometimes we have to make reconnections where there had been a connection and somebody earlier just made a big mistake. Sometimes we have to fix the mistakes of the past with infrastructure, and that's what we're doing in places like Buffalo. We've done it in Rochester and Syracuse and in the Bronx, and right here we have this opportunity, which is extraordinary. So that's how we're using the money. That's how we're going to be known in the future as the ones who created a very different path forward, and that's what I'm so excited about. But also connecting, talk about connecting to the Hudson. It's not just the Hudson right there. This connects to the Mohawk Hudson Bike Trail. And I'm a biker, and I was kind of surveying the incline here. I think I'd start walking right about there. But I would get over it, and I would then coast down, coast into the beautiful scenery, which before was locked up, unrealized. And so the Empire State Trail, recognized as the best trail in America. Are we proud of that? 750 miles right here in your home state of New York, Empire Trail, visionary. So we're going to continue making those kind of connections, but also something not far from here called the Livingston Avenue Railroad Bridge. Okay, it had a useful life. You know, you build it during the Civil War. That was pretty good. We're a few years removed from the Civil War, I think. So what are we going to do with this bridge? And it's been such a barrier. I mean, who wants to go take the train when you're going to get delayed right here because it's a single track? And people again came forward and says, it doesn't have to be that way any longer. Put the money behind it, Governor, and we can transform it. And also, not just for the train path, why not make it accessible for pedestrians and bicyclists to go on that very bridge connecting Rensselaer County and Albany County? And you can ride all the way over to DeFazio's Pizza, right? Mr. DeFazio here? I made a pizza back in their kitchen, and they said it's one of the best they've ever had. Okay, I spent a lot of time making pizzas. So connections, ride a bike over to get pizza downtown, or sliding dirty, have a couple sliders, have them come over here for Mexican food. I was just there. Drinks to go. You can sit out there. I don't know if you can get drinks delivered to the waterfront, but that's a heck of a picnic, right? That is a very good. I'm just thinking of great things here right now. So $400 million to create that connection as well. Visionary. We're going to begin construction in late 2023. I'm always going to say, and what happened to 2022? Just so you know, engineers, I'm always pushing even harder. But these two transformative projects are reshaping not just the landscape, but about how people feel about their community. That's more powerful than any concrete structure. It's about how you feel. And you live in a great place, but sometimes you just take it for granted and you don't realize that there's even more you could be doing, and we did even more with this project. We saw possibility where there had been none. And that is the hallmark of a community and a state that truly does believe in itself and its people. So I'm proud to be governor on this day to open up this community and make those connections long forgotten, long unrealized, and they're happening here today, and you witnessed this part of history. Welcome to not the stairway to heaven, but the skyway to the future. Congratulations. And with that, let me bring up our amazing mayor, Kathy Sheehan.
Thank you so much, Governor. And this is truly a day that I think a lot of people were skeptical that this would ever happen. And I want to start by saying, first of all, it is with gratitude that we acknowledge that we are gathered on the ancestral homelands of the Mohican people, who are indigenous peoples of this land. We stand on a new park that connects us to a river known by them as the waters that are never still, in a place they called the fireplace of the Mohican Nation. And despite tremendous hardship in being forced from here, today their community resides in Wisconsin and is known as the Stockbridge-Muncie community. And we pay honor and respect to their ancestors, past and present, as we commit to building a more inclusive and equitable space for all of us. And not only would Albany be unrecognizable today to those original inhabitants, it would be unrecognizable to those who followed, the Dutch, the Irish, the German, the Italians, and many other immigrants who came here for generations to what was a gateway for commerce. You know, Jack McEnany, in his book, Albany, Capital City on the Hudson, really tells the story of how for centuries the Hudson River was the source of Albany's growth, its wealth, and its well-being. We are not the only city in this country to cut off its connection to its waterfront in the name of urban renewal, but having company doesn't make it any less painful for those of us who see how short-sighted it was to build a massive highway that created sprawl, contributed to global climate change, and severed our connection to the source of our beginnings. Which is why I love when the governor says this is the Skyway to the future, because the governor understands that we stand in a moment in time where when we make the right investments, we can truly create a sustainable future for our families, for our children, for our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. Thank you, Governor, for having that vision. When I became mayor, I inherited the city's first comprehensive plan. It was a vision for the future of this city that was created by our residents. And that vision included a deep desire to reconnect with the Hudson. And when we started to think about the riverfront, one of the consultants talked about this crazy idea of taking this ramp and connecting it to downtown. And I'm here with Sarah Reginelli, who's the head of Capitalize Albany Corporation, does all the economic development for the city, and we kind of shook our heads and said, wow, in our wildest dreams. But at the same time, the DOT was taking a look at 787, and they were creating a plan for the future maintenance of 787, and Sam Zhao is here. Sam? All right, we have Sam Zhao to thank, I think, for a lot of the reason that we're here, because Sam showed me that plan, and in that plan, he did acknowledge that there was this crazy idea for this ramp, and so he put it on the 20 to 30-year timeline. And I said, no, Sam. No. We have to have something on a 5 to 10-year timeline. I'm in the same camp as the governor here. It must be Kathy, the name. We're very impatient. And so Sam reluctantly, he thought I was a little crazy, but he reluctantly said, okay, we'll put it on the 5 to 10-year timeline. I don't know how that's going to happen. But then he actually came to me and said, I think I found a way to make it happen. And he found some funding that was available that was designed to help take cars off of highways, and thus the Skyway was born. So thank you, Sam, for believing in my craziness. And thank you to all of those who followed at DOT, including Secretary Dominguez, for recognizing how important it was to execute on this vision. There was a pandemic, Sam, so it didn't happen in 5 years, but it happened in 6. So I think we're still in great shape. I just want to say that the future is really very bright. I'm thankful for our County Executive, Dan McCoy, who continues to fight the good fight for the building that we now all see here, that he is going to help to transform. I'm going to give you 2 years? 2 years? Okay, you ready? You got that? And I want to thank Pat Fahey and John McDonald for their tenacity, but we all know it's Pat's tenacity, sorry, John, that succeeded in getting $5 million to reimagine this waterfront. And so This is just the beginning. I'm grateful to our Common Council members who voted for the bonding to help get this done. I'm grateful to all of you who supported this. I'm grateful to those who have now invested in our downtown because of the Skyway. And I am a person who walks the walk, because after we got the funding for the Skyway and we started down this path, I said to my husband, you know what? We need to move down to that neighborhood. We need to show that we believe in what has happened and what is transforming here. And I can tell you, when I walk across that river, I see families celebrating baby showers and graduations, neighbors from this neighborhood who use this waterfront and now have a safe way and a way that they can be proud of to get to that waterfront. The best is coming, and I am so grateful to everyone who made this happen. Thank you, Governor, for your continued investment, and we will continue to come up with big, bold ideas that will be worth the investment that I know you will be willing to make in them. Thank you.
County Executive Dan McCoy.
It's all right, Mayor. You forgot me again. That's all right. Only call me when you're yelling at me. But I do want to say that it was an honor to sit between the two of you. Not really, but I do want to say to the governor, you've been extraordinary these last few months. And if we get anything in the next 4.5 years, just a tenth, what you accomplished in this short time as governor of this New York, I can't imagine what that chapter is going to write. So thank you, Governor. It's been an inspiration to work with Governor Hochul and her team to get things done. It takes a partnership. So it's easy to stand here and take the accolades and say we all got it done, but it's a lot of people and a lot of agencies that get overlooked sometimes that get the work done. But I do want to say to Mayor Sheehan, what you have done in downtown Albany, working to bring residents in downtown Albany and the whole city. Mayor, thank you for what you continue to accomplish. And this is just another feather in your cap, getting the sky. Well, I kind of like the other way, but we'll go with Skyway, walkway down to the riverfront. But again, Mayor, thank you for everything. To Assemblywoman Fahey and Assemblymember John McDonald, as always, being great partners and being there. I can't thank you enough. Pat, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to stop to you. I met your husband. He rode the bike. I go, he's awful healthy. I can't outrun him. I can't outride him in a bike. Maybe the cops can get me in a car and I can beat him that way, but I got to be nicer to you. To Sarah Reginelli and her team, thank you. I mean, really, this is just another highlight for residents in the Capital District to come downtown Albany to see its beauty of not just the Hudson, but what this great city of Albany has to offer in the county, and the mayor is correct. Hopefully when we get this warehouse done, Redburn and Columbia Development, where are you? I know you're here. I saw you. I was going to say, you're usually tall. I knew you're ducking. But I do want to say I look forward to that project, and hopefully we get to it. But again, this doesn't get done without partnerships in government. It doesn't get done with multiple agencies working together. But it sure as heck does not get done without leadership. So Governor Hochul and Mayor Sheehan, thank you for getting this project done, and thank you to everyone involved.
That concludes our program. Thank you for joining. Please remain seated during the ribbon cutting.
Back just after 4:30, if you just tuned in, you saw the live picture of the Albany Skyway opening up and the wind whipping there.
In fact, we still have it on our monitor here, and we can see the notes blowing around and people holding on to their hats. So how about it, Paul? Is the wind going to slow down here a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to wind up seeing that wind diminish somewhat during the evening and overnight. Usually upon sunset, we get less wind in these circumstances. I think it's going to happen here. It's been so blustery and so cool. Maybe today, this evening, it's a Friday, get out, do some grilling over the next few hours. Temperatures will start to slide back through the 60s. And again, I think that wind is going to ease up just a bit. It'll still be pretty breezy, but it's certainly going to be dry and